Well, anyway, when we get back here, I'll start as well as I can remember to describe the fuel lines was all out fueling the planes up, and we thought we was in good shape because most generally after it gets good daylight weathers, no planes come in because we can keep better track of them.
And usually, though, in a formation, isn't the aircraft carriers usually in the middle and surrounded by cruisers and destroyers? Aren't you?
Oh, you betcha.
So it must have been the clouds that plane was able to get unseen, or
unseen. Radar didn't pick it up. It was in the clouds, and it was a single plane. They didn't have many planes left, and he got a bomb right in forward of the substructure and one right behind it, and they said one of them went plumb in through the hangar, plumb down through the deck, down into the hangar deck. But all the gasoline and fire come with the airplanes all over the deck and bombs. And they just started with rockets. And some of them rockets would go shooting out and it was just a big ball of fire. Oh, and that fire was around my gun turret. Totally engulfed in fire. So the only thing I could do is get the crew out of that gun turret and say, let's go over.
And jump?
Jump.
And you said earlier you're, 120 feet above the water line?
Yes. So we all had life jackets on. You get a hold of your life jackets, tight as you can hold down, and you just jump over the side.
Wow.
And the thing is, make sure you're holding, or that life jacket will jerk your neck off. It'll break your neck in a heartbeat. So when we all got, in fact, there was one man lost in my crew.
Now, how big's your crew generally in there?
I think there was 14 of us. And there was one man lost. We all made it but then. I was in the water for 5 hours and 25 minutes. Long time.
Jeez, yeah. I'm surprised you
The
didn't.
water was a lot warmer than the air.
Yeah, but still, you could have got hypothermia or something.
Oh, you was. You was.
So you watched all this unfold from the water. That you watched everything.
Right. And there was a group that saved the ship. There was a chaplain that was still in the forward area. There was a chaplain up there, and he gave last rites to a lot of people, but the sailors. And it was pretty disappointing in one thing. Later on, they got the ship back to the United States, and it was decommissioned and all of that. And the skipper was supposedly doing right, he thought, by not abandoning the ship. And the commanding admiral, which was on board ship when we got hit, said to abandon the ship. And he wouldn't do it.
Wasn't there some controversy that he accused a bunch of people of abandoning ship and we're going to court-martial them? And
yeah, I was one of them people.
Well, you had no choice. I mean, it wasn't like you'd been there for a while and jumped off. You were one of the first off. You had no choice. That was your only route, wasn't it?
That's the only time I could have. If I'd have stayed there, I'd have been ashes.